look at those flowers. So I have like a purplish, a pinkish, and this is going to be the backdrop on the, and then I have this red. And if I deadhead them, things grow much better. And then purple. Check this out. Look at that. I told you the bees love it. Look at that guy. That's one happy camper. That is one. Oh, another happy camper. Got her brother, or his brother. And then we come around. We're coming around the fencing, the garden. This I just cut all the way around here. This was, because this is like the last area that's going to get done. And so I feel good about that. I also did that area out there. I cut that out here. Okay, so here's what's kind of cool. So I've harvested a couple of strawberries, and I've harvested a bunch of peas, and I cooked them up last night. I think I mentioned it on when you see last night's, which is pretty relatively short compared to what I usually do. But look at this, folks. This is, I guess, gotta turn it the right way. Look at this corn, folks. This is all corn. Corn. Lettuce. The lettuce is regrowing, by the way, which is great. And it takes a while for it to regrow, but that's cool. I still got to transplant some of this stuff. These dogwoods and the eastern redbuds. My pots, seed pots, also these I think I can just plant in the ground. So I'm going to plant these in here, and then this is, so what I did on the furrows, okay, and the plans are is to do another big one kind of going along that way, and I really wanted to put the corn there because it's going to get tall, and I really didn't want it to block other plants, which I found happened over in that seed bed because the peas grew, grew so quickly, blocked the sun because the sun is coming this way, okay. So it got blocked, and they just didn't really take off. These are carrots, the little guys. If you can see them, see the sprouts coming up. And then it goes into, these are cucumbers. I have it labeled, otherwise I wouldn't know. And then it goes into zucchini, another type of cucumber, and then zucchini. That row over there, as you can see, has nothing in it yet. That was for sweet peppers that have not come up. So I don't know what to say. In this area, we have watermelon. And then we have cantaloupe. These are all cantaloupes. Okay. Different type of melon, cantaloupe. What else? All the berries are doing really well. This area, oh, this is the cherry tree in the garden. And you can see the new growth right there. And here, which is very exciting. Looks pretty healthy, I guess. And then we have on both sides wildflowers. And you may recognize that leaf shape, which is what you would call kind of that star is lupine. Or lupines. I do like ferns. I don't like killing ferns, but sometimes you have to do it. This is the bane of my existence. Yeah, you know what these are, right? Dandelions. Yeah, I have a lot of weeding ahead of me, but at least I feel like I'm able to do it now. So this is spinach, and I never thinned it out. Those are like a type of almost like a snow pea, like edamame type thing, I guess. And then these are like green peas. What do you call them? Snap peas, I think is the name. Oh my God, these weeds! And I really don't want to use Roundup in here if I can help it. Roundup is it'll kill anything that's green. It's very effective, but you got to make sure that you don't get any of that stuff on your plants, because it will kill them. Now look at this. I mean, I already can tell, and so what I researched, I googled. So this is a different pea than that guy, as you can tell. So these are all kind of like flat. Whoa. Ooh, the bee be happy. Whoa. Healthy looking bee. You're welcome. So these are kind of like flat. These are they're called easy peasy. Get it? Peasy. Peasy. These are more like what you think of like a pea pod. How it's kind of fuller, kind of like torpedo shaped, as opposed to kind of flat. Okay, these are green beans. There was eggplant in here, and I don't know what else, Brussels sprouts, but didn't really take. But you know, this is kind of a testing year. This is an experimental year. And again, when I look at the change, and I'm right out by the road, I'm at the back of a garden. When I look at the change, because I moved here in September, I closed on the house September 23, and it's now almost September 25, so not even 2 years. And the difference, you know, I owe it to a lot, not to me, but to a lot of helpers, and you know, it takes a village to raise me. But it's just miraculous. I mean, it makes me feel really happy. You know, it's easy for me to be positive when, even though I've had surgeries and all these other things too. You know, to be able to have this change from a dead yard to a vibrant, living yard. This is old lettuce that is coming back slowly but surely. Here's a little bit more corn. This is, what do you call it? I always called it broccolini, but I think it has a different name, like aspergillum, something like that. I call it broccolini, but look at that. My first broccolini. Yum. I love broccolini. So what I did with the the peas last night, and I think I mentioned it, I just sauteed them real quick in olive oil, salt, and pepper. And then at the end, and I did some herbs, and then at the end, right before I felt that they were done, I added a little bit of butter. I know, I like butter, even though it's terrible for you, but I do like it at times. This is my broccoli, and they're looking pretty darn good. Onions, not looking so good, but I also didn't thin those, so that's my bad. I'm sorry. Onions. But I live and learn. This is cauliflower, and it looks not as good as the broccoli, but okay. You know, this is the first year. So I have a lot of stuff going on. That's my composting. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. We do have a couple of 90-degree days. I think I mentioned it on the first video from last night, which will be the first one I post. And it's starting to get, once the sun comes up, like I try to don't stay out past 11, because it's just, I mean, when you look up, folks, everybody else has trees surrounding them. It kind of protects them a little bit. And the idiots that lived here before chopped all of them down. So I don't have that ring of trees. So I'm trying to do that. You know, I do have goals of planting things along the fence line, or close to the fence line. I may just default to arborvitaes just because they're freaking easy. And, you know, I don't really care. Yeah, what's cool about the clematis is I get the cool color on both sides, folks. This is that pink one, or whatever that color is. Man, those are big ass flowers. Whoa. Happy bees. I'm very glad to help out the bees. Wow. Yeah, so I had like, I don't know, close to 20 peas, and they were really good. And I have to tell you, folks, you know, you've obviously heard of farm to table and all that kind of stuff. But man, when you go from this, just like picking it out here in the garden and then bringing it and cooking it right away, holy moly, folks. It's phenomenal. It's really, really phenomenal. It just tastes so different than if I bought them at the store. I guess I'll get to do that hopefully with my produce. So yeah, I need to, this pathway is just way too thick. You can see the trails of, I go through this. I mean, look how, do I need it this thick? I don't think so. That's what makes it hard. So I'm gonna just create a non-rock pathway up and around, so I can get stuff over to that area, and then also to the other areas that I'm gonna need it. So basically the beltway, there's like a beltway that goes around. It's kind of like DC, folks. We have the beltway, and then you have all the different streets. But it's a lot of work. I'm just grateful that physically I can handle it right now. But I'm gonna go inside, and then I'll come back out, and after I've had breakfast and showered and all that kind of stuff, because I get pretty dirty out here. And that's kind of my routine. Oh, I love the sound of running water. I know I have to clean those. I'm just checking the time. 9:43. So I want to move the sprinkler probably around, maybe around 11, I guess. Oh man, so nice out here, folks. Oh, you know that's columbine, right? That purple stuff. We learned that today. Yeah, so my routine is I come out because it's so nice, and it's the most productive time. I'll work from like 6 to 11 or 7 to 11, and I'll have a cup of coffee, and that's about it. And I'll have a little bite of an Atkins bar, but it's not like it's just something that tied me over. But look out there, folks. Compared to how it looked, if you look back in the old videos, and I'm not sure if I like that one that's kind of dying out there, that one that they planted. If you see it, that one out there, it's kind of brown. That Douglas fir, that's not good. That's in a key spot. I need that coverage. Pretty nice, huh? I'm just trying to picture. These things are going to get big. And I don't know what they're called, but they're Japanese something or others. And they're going to get big. And then the rhodos are obviously going to grow, and the azaleas will grow. And so I'm hoping for just like this nice green, almost like fence. Not bad, huh? All right, well, I will come back again out in the evening. That's kind of my routine. I go in after this, and then during the hot hours, I'll do like laundry, dishes, you know, house stuff. But pretty tranquil, huh? I should probably bring in my speaker. At least I was smart enough to turn this thing off. So I didn't have copyright issues. All right, well, thanks for hanging with me. This is Mark out at Positively Peninsular. I can't even remember if I said that at the beginning, who knows. It is just real quick. I'm so happy to see the feud between idiot president and idiot richest man in the world. Just horrible human beings, by the way. I feel that they are. And anyway, I'm trying to fix something while I talk, and I can't do two things at once. You guys know that. There we go. Just wanted to get that a little bit straighter. I know the OCD kicks in. All right, folks. But yeah, I'm overjoyed having these idiots attack each other, which makes sense. You know, I think it was just a matter of time before the numbskulls, I don't know, damage has been done. But thanks for hanging. I'm gonna go. It's Friday the June 6th, and I have a lot to do, and it's almost 10 o'clock, and the witching hour for me is 11 to come in. And yeah, so I'm looking forward. I'll go out to the farmer's market tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday morning. And pick up some plants and probably some tamales. They have great tamales. And yeah, I just get a couple of things there. I don't get like the ready-made products. They have like people that do wood stuff and things like that. You know, if they had somebody that did glass or ceramics, you know, I'd probably do some of those, but they don't. They do have some woodworking, but that's less expensive. Something was eating here, some kind of caterpillar. I'm just deadheading as I try to do two things at once, which you know I'm not very good at. I can multitask, but I can't. I'm a mess, folks. I'm just deadheading these pansies because it's just annoying me. And some of these dianthuses, this. Okay, that sounds like a message on my phone. So, I know, I start deadheading and then I go a little bit crazy. Anyway, yeah, so I hope things are going well wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. I did want to give a shout out to Saf A, who I had as a student back in 2012, and reached out and like, is this Mr. So-and-so? I'm like, yeah, what's up? And it turned out it was him, and I had him in 2012. Yeah, 2012. And he graduated high school in 2019. But that was nice, and he's become a subscriber. He was number 30, I think. So Saf, welcome. I hope things are going well for you. So give a shout out to you. Yeah, hopefully this brightened your day. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you these ground covers that, remember the experimental plot? This is like the first section I had played with. But I just gotta show you some of these ground covers. You already know my favorite plant, whatever the heck it is. It's some type of sedum. I do know that. But each one is almost different. Like here you get these green things, but here you don't. Got a weed here. You know, there's like 20 plants in one. But what I wanted to show you, I mean, they look kind of prehistoric, don't they? I think they look just looking really cool. But I'm gonna go out into the... So this thing has just gone crazy. This is a type of moss. But look at these things. Don't they look kind of prehistoric? And they flower. Who knew? I had no idea. I didn't see them flower last year. These things also flower. But look at that thing. If that thing doesn't look prehistoric, I don't know what does. But really cool, you know? And you guys know I like the yellows and the oranges in the garden. But look at that thing. That thing's going crazy. It looks like it's going to flower. Sounds like a bird that's not too happy. I don't know what this thing is, but hopefully it'll do something. It's spreading, which is the goal. I just want weeds to be covered. Creeping Jenny, you know, that's Creeping Jenny. I'll probably transplant that and keep this kind of like a prehistoric ground cover area. But yeah, I meant to show that to you. Because I just look at it, and every day they just look so different. I mean, it's like a prehistoric little garden here. Oh, you can see my shadow. Hello. Goodbye. Peace out. Be good. Alright? And be positive wherever you're at. And do something nice for somebody today or over the weekend. Okay? Be good. Peace out.